Managing a YouTube channel and consistently uploading videos does take a lot of time. You gotta plan, record, edit, and pretty much everything in between. I've been making videos for many years now, and I've developed some ways that have improved my efficiency and helped me save a lot of time. As of right now on my most popular channel, it takes roughly under 5 hours to upload about a 30 to 45 minute video. This includes the planning, filming, editing, and uploading. In this video, I want to kind of break down that system that I've developed for myself that I would consider to be quite successful and fits my lifestyle and how to manage my time, but also produce the content that I want. There's about 5 segments that I want to talk about and kind of how I approach the content creation process. Each of these segments requires about a certain amount of time each week in order for me to get a video uploaded by the end of the week. There are a lot of caveats to this, and some things might not be applicable to your channel and kind of what you're planning on doing. But a lot of the videos that I post on my channel, for example, they have to do with just sharing experiences, which require a lot less, I'd say, planning and just more storytelling, which is what I kind of focus on. First, let's go into the planning process. This takes about 5 to 10 minutes for me per day for just one channel. I will either use Notion or like a Google Sheets or an Excel sheet to keep track of every single video idea that I do have. I kind of categorize it, and I will make notes within those either cells or the Notion pages. This way I get all my thoughts already on paper of what I want to do and kind of what I'm thinking about. Right now I mostly just use Notion. I just think it's a little bit more easy, but you can pretty much do the same thing in Excel or Google Sheets. I pretty much keep a running log of my brain in Notion, so I have essentially every video idea, everything that I'm thinking about for even a future video, and it's all just in one place. And then I can dive deeper within any individual page and already see like almost a structure of a video. So when I get more details for the video, or I get more of a sense of urgency that I want to produce this, I already have a huge like database of information that I can kind of use for the video. This is very important regardless of the YouTube channel that you have, in my opinion, because I have a life outside of YouTube, which I think everyone does. Like, this is my job. I don't have like a company backed behind this, but I have all these ideas and things that I want to share just sometime in the future. I forget a lot of things, and I would say that a lot of other people do as well. However, when I get an idea, like I got sticky notes everywhere around me. I can just write something down real quickly. And if I ever have like an idea, I'm either going to be writing it on the sticky note, I'm going to be writing it in my phone, or I'm going to be writing it right into the Notion page. And at the end of the day or end of a couple of days, I will go into this page and kind of just upload and brain dump the video ideas or just talking points for certain videos that I have. A lot of the videos that I do post, they have to do more about storytelling. Again, I do less tutorial videos, but this still could apply to those. Through these storytelling videos, I essentially will play my game or do something. By the end of either an experience or a challenge or something, I want to guide a viewer along the journey that I had. So how I do this is in any individual Notion page of the video idea, I will keep a chronological list of key points that I want to either talk about or checkpoints along the way, and I kind of add details that I want to discuss in the video. I don't script anything word for word because I think it just ruins the authenticity, at least for me, in the videos. Obviously, I do script some things every now and then, but it comes off a little awkward because it's weird for me. But essentially, every video idea, every video that I could possibly think of is somewhere I can go back to immediately, really quickly, and I already have a whole list of things that and talking points for that video. Pretty much every day I'll visit this page for 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how many things I got to upload, but it's kind of just keeping track. What's the priority of the videos? How are we kind of coming along with these ideas and kind of getting what is ready to go to the next step of the video creation process. So now that we have all these video ideas and I'm kind of making notes on talking points and things that I want to say throughout the video, I start to gather B-roll and other, I guess, assets like pictures or music that I'm going to want to use in the video. For the content that I make, we play games. So as I'm playing these games, there are certain times where I want to note something specific, or I know I'm going to be talking about something specific in a video. I will take that B-roll or that video clip, and I'll just throw it all into a folder. So essentially all of these Notion pages or video ideas, they have an associated folder that I have on a hard drive where I will upload or drag and drop the B-roll videos that I record into that folder. So I'm pretty much like building a video and everything that I'm gonna need once it gets completed. Everything's already organized and tracked, and it's kind of ready to go. I'm obviously not doing all these videos at once. I'm kind of picking them and chipping away at them over time. But all the videos kind of have a priority too as they're moving along through the process. And I'm just making sure I'm gathering all those assets that I know I'm going to be using in the video, and everything's already in one place. I'd say about like 50 to 75% of the assets in a video occur before I actually record the A-roll. As I'm editing through a video, I think of more ideas and things that I want to maybe input into the video that I want to go back and re-record later. But for the most part, we get a whole big percentage of any audio or any clips that we're going to need before I actually record the main video. Shooting the B-roll, getting pictures and things like that, I'd say takes about 1 to 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes is kind of pushing it. Throughout the week, I'd say it's probably an hour. So at this point, between the planning, keeping track of all the ideas, updating the pages and thoughts that I have, and shooting additional B-roll, we're looking at a total of about, let's say, 2 hours throughout the week so far. Once I have a video idea hit a certain phase where I either have enough to discuss or we reach the end of like a challenge, then it's time to actually shoot the A-roll in the main part of the video. This, I'm going to say, takes anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. If I'm shooting a 30-minute video, like final product, it's probably going to take about 40 minutes because I usually cut out a whole bunch. The videos that I post are typically around 30 to 60 minutes long. So for the purpose of this, let's say it takes 60 minutes to actually shoot the video. I will normally do it in one take because I have everything already set up. Everything's already, pre-configured, so I don't have to go tweaking too many things. So this is going to push us to about 3 hours. When I go to film a video, I will open up the Notion page, I will have it on the screen, and I will have all my talking points that I already have. And I don't script these videos because I just think it comes more naturally when I'm pretending like I'm talking to like a friend who's the camera. And if I script things, then it just comes out weird. But I have talking points, and I'm pretty passionate about the topics that I discuss too, so it kind of just flows. This also is something that I've kind of learned to do after a long time in a lot of video making. So it might not be natural to some people, but if you practice it over time, you'll definitely get better. But for me, I have everything I want to say already. Everything's kind of in chronological order. If I want to jump around, this is a good time before the video to kind of, look at all the notes that I have and see, how do I want to structure this video? And from a storytelling perspective, I want to take the viewer along chronologically, maybe also input some things here and there to kind of, spice up the story. But because it's chronologically and because my notes are already in chronological order, it kind of makes the whole storytelling and video filming, like filming the A-roll process, quite simple. If I'm recording a 60-minute video, realistically by the end of the editing process, it will have been shrunken down to about 45 minutes. I estimate that it takes roughly 2 times the length of the video recorded to edit the video completely. I'll get to how I estimate that in a second, but I want to go through the editing process. First, I run through the audio through a separate editing program just to clean up the sound and hopefully make it sound better. Then I bring the new audio, the A-roll, and all the B-roll into a separate editing program. I use DaVinci Resolve. I'll do one complete pass with all the A-roll, and I will chop it up how I see fit. At this point, I don't add any B-roll into like the main timeline of the editing software or really anything else. But I will, on like a sticky note, make notes on B-roll that I haven't recorded yet that I want to record, or specific points of the video where I definitely want to add something. After we do the one complete sweep, so if we did a 60-minute recording, that'll take about an hour. And I'm pretty quick with the editing too because I have a bunch of hotkeys and just things that I've learned over time. So from like a time perspective, I'm looking at roughly 4 hours. Again, we're kind of just estimating here. And then we need to do another full sweep of the video, but this time I'm going to be inserting the B-roll, some additional clips, maybe some text. And let's just say the 60-minute video became 45 minutes. And that'll roughly take me, again, 45 minutes. I usually will not rewatch the entire video. I will either speed it up, like 2 or 4 times speed, insert the clips where I want them, make sure everything looks kind of pretty. This will usually take me the length of the video that it actually is by the time I'm, going back and forth with the B-roll, adding audio transitions or, video transitions, things like that. So right now we're at about 4 hours and 45 minutes, just roughly speaking. Depending on the type of video, the size, and maybe the importance, I will sometimes do one more sweep at 2 to 4 times speed to make sure everything was okay. I usually don't do this though. I usually will go through twice. One with the A-roll, one B-roll, and any other things that I need. One thing to keep in mind though, because I know I'm not rewatching this 3 times, or I'm only watching 2, I ensure that when I'm editing, I'm not slipping up on certain things, and I'm being pretty deliberate with any edits that I do make. After the editing's done, it obviously does take some time to render, upload, things like that, but I'm not going to include that in the time because I don't need to physically be doing something for that to be occurring. But I estimate it takes about 15 minutes to do the title, description, thumbnail, things like that. I don't spend a lot of time on the thumbnail. I usually just take a nice like screenshot of just something looking pretty. The titles I already have most of the time because it's going to be the video idea and I don't need to like spice it up like any further. And as for the description, again, I don't spend too much time on it, but I want to at least acknowledge some of the important things that will be experienced throughout that video. So for this one channel, if I want to get a video out, it realistically could take, I'd say 5 hours. And I think that's being kind of like conservative. I think a lot of videos actually require a lot less time. And that's because a lot of the time I don't do like 10 minutes of planning a day. Usually it's like a minute. I just like take a quick note, you know. I do want to acknowledge that I spend a lot more time than 5 hours a week on YouTube, and that's because I would try to do multiple videos, and there's just a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm doing in the background. But if I'm focusing on one channel, one video, I think 5 hours a week, I can definitely get that done to get like a 30 to 45 minute video uploaded. But again, a lot of that comes from the fact that I am pre-planning and organizing all my thoughts and talking points like well in advance. I'm already gathering the conversation pieces and things that I need. I just got to hit record on all my things and then just spitball it to the camera in the form of a fun and enjoyable story. And then I just got to ensure that when I edit, I'm being time efficient, and then I just upload. Maybe I'm making it sound easier than it is, which it's not that easy. It's not that hard also. The main thing that I would like people to take away from kind of just my workflow on YouTube is that the pre-planning of everything in advance of actual shooting the video I think is quite important, and keeping all those thoughts and ideas organized, because I think a lot of us have good ideas and things that we want to talk about and do, but then when we actually get to the recording process, we maybe forget or don't have everything that we need for that moment. Spend about 5-10 minutes a day, get everything down on paper that you want to talk about and things that you need to do. Then when you actually have and find the time, then you can actually go through the longer steps of the video creation process, such as actually recording the video. I can find 5 minutes throughout any day to just get either an idea on paper or to get a little bit of B-roll that I know I'm going to be using in a future video. The filming does require you to be in one spot and kind of get that done, but it doesn't mean that you can't do other things. Also, you can tell that the editing does definitely require the most amount of time. That's why it's understandable that a lot of YouTubers, the first thing they do is outsource the editing. But for a lot of us, it just costs way too money, and it isn't like economically, like it just doesn't make sense. But if you can find 5-10 minutes every single day just to chip away a little bit at the video, when you actually come time to sitting down and executing it, I think you'll have a lot better success. Hopefully my experience kind of gives you some ideas on how you can improve with your channel to kind of either be more efficient and just find some more time to make the videos without sacrificing, your personal life. If you're looking for some ways to be more efficient on YouTube and to manage your channel a little bit better, on this channel we're going to have a whole bunch of videos discussing that, so be sure to check them out. And hopefully I can help you out because, I'm not an expert, but I've done things that have worked and have fit my lifestyle, so I'm hoping through my experience I can also help you as well. Anyway, check out some of the videos on the channel. Take care.